back. Hello. Looks very funny. It's normal, guys. I look like Shrek. The ER that I will be working in is actually the ER that I started scribing in. Why are you closing the door? Welcome back, vlog. It's a new week and a new rotation, and this rotation is a little bit sentimental to me, and I'll tell you guys why later. But for now, I need to get going. Good morning, Chewy. Everyone tell Chewy how handsome he looks with his haircut. Hey, Chippy. Say welcome back to the vlog. It's playtime. Oh my goodness. It is so early. You guys are gonna flame me so hard for drinking this monster. All right, let's go. All right, guys, welcome back again to the vlog. As many of you guys know, I ran my marathon this past weekend, and you guys can check it out on last week's vlog, but it was incredible, man. It was so much fun, and I just felt so good the entire time and just so grateful that I was able to train for and accomplish such an incredible thing. Like, I'm still kind of on a high from it, if that makes sense. I don't know, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done. My body, though, is definitely still in recovery mode. I spent most of Sunday just resting. Then yesterday I had some active rest. I went hiking and just spent the rest of the day by the pool and, you know, eating. Anyway, today's Tuesday. I actually had a little bit of a long weekend. I didn't work yesterday, which is pretty incredible. I think I've worked every Monday in residency if I wasn't taking vacation. So very weird to not work on a Monday. But today I start my first day of a new rotation, and that rotation is emergency medicine. Now, some of you guys that have been watching my channel for a while might know that my first ever job as a pre-med student was working as a medical scribe in the ER. Well, get ready for a full circle moment, because the ER that I will be working in for the month is actually the ER that I started scribing in. I honestly think this is so cool. Like, a lot of people become medical scribes because they want to become physicians one day. I think we don't appreciate progress enough, especially when we are doing these paths where we keep setting the bar higher and higher. And this is just one of those moments, man, where it's kind of just insane that, like, I don't know, I've come so far, and I don't know. I just think it's so important to acknowledge and appreciate it. And I don't know, it's just so cool, right? Anyway, it's almost 6 a.m., which means I need to get inside and start my first shift. All right, guys, I am done for the day. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so 10-hour shift, which is pretty typical for emergency medicine. Not a bad first day. I was able to discharge all my patients. I didn't have anything that was like super critical that needed to get admitted. No crazy like codes or anything. It was probably the best first day I could have, and honestly, it was just kind of cool to be a physician in a place that I used to work, right? Like, you know, 6 years ago, I used to come here, and as a scribe, I'd work with the provider and I would do their notes and I would follow them into the patient's room. And now I'm the doctor that's walking in to the patient's room by myself, doing the whole workup, doing the notes. I'm the one who's actually writing the prescriptions, signing the prescriptions. I used to do no medical decision making, right? I would just do the notes. I wouldn't think about what we're ordering, why we're ordering it. And now I'm the one who's doing all those things. I'm the one following up on the studies that I order and coming up with my differentials and things that I need to make sure not to miss. It really showed me that even though I am, you know, just an intern, I've really come a long way, because I don't think I fully understood what the physicians were doing when I was, you know, a scribe, and I was just kind of doing the charting and everything. And now I have a much better understanding of why we do things, differential diagnoses, what to order. Like, it's crazy just how far you can come and not really realize it. Anyway, we'll talk more about it later this week, but I'm gonna head home and try to catch up on chores, because I did no chores this weekend since I was so exhausted from the marathon. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, guys, with finals coming up, I want to tell you about a device that has been revolutionary for students everywhere, and that is the Plod Note. I've talked about Plod and their products before on this channel, and I've been using them for probably like 5 months or so now, and I still absolutely love them. It's the world's first AI voice recorder powered by GPT-4, and this little credit card-sized device is absolutely revolutionizing how people take notes. The design is absolutely incredible. It literally just snaps onto any device. Or if you don't like having it on your phone, there's also the Plod Note Pin, which is just this little device that can go on your wrist like a bracelet, or you can even hang it like a necklace. On the Plod Note, you just press this button and it'll start recording. For the Plod Note Pin, you can press your finger down right here and it'll start recording as well. There's no complex authorization process like these other apps like Plod, Zoom, Teams. It's so much easier to just have a physical device that allows you to record and transcribe your meetings, lectures, notes, literally anything. No setup, no authorizations, just seamless recording with the press of a button. Now, as a resident, I'm not necessarily using this to record my actual patient interactions, but it's very good for helping me record my thoughts afterwards and help transcribe it all into one note. But with finals coming up pretty soon, I think that this is especially useful for students anywhere. That way they can spend their class time actually paying attention and focusing on the material of the lecture rather than just being focused on jotting down all the notes. Whether you are a resident and need to do HPIs or you're a student and want to take notes, there are so many templates on Plod that you can organize them exactly how you want. When I was studying for step 3, I would literally just dictate my notes and I would just end up with this document with all of my step 3 study notes, and I didn't have to write anything down. There are 30 hours of recording time, 60 days of standby time, and 64 gigabytes of storage, so you don't have to worry about it running out of space. So if you want to streamline your workflow or your studying, make sure to check out the Plod Note or the Plod Note Pin. I'll have all the links in the description box below. Huge shout out to Plod for continuing to sponsor this channel. Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. Look at this baby cow. All right, we're back for another day. Let's make it a good one. All right, another day in the books. Not a bad day. I actually kind of like it. A lot of you guys know that I was torn between anesthesiology, emergency medicine, and internal medicine when I was trying to decide on what I wanted to do for residency. So it's kind of nice to get to work in the ER as a physician just for the month and, you know, kind of imagine what my life would be like if that's the path that I chose, which I think I would have been happy doing it, but I'm very happy I'm going to be doing anesthesiology instead. But it's still going to be a fun month. I think I am enjoying the shifts. I like the people. The emergency room tends to have a similar culture to the ICU, for example, where since you're kind of stuck in an area with, you know, the same people, you start to get to know each other. So I like that a lot. And I don't know, it's just fun. You just see pretty much anything and everything. Like, I got to suture a laceration and that was fun. I haven't gotten to really do that since medical school, besides some suturing, I guess, in the ICU, but never on someone who's walking into an ER. What's also nice is that even though my shifts start very early at 6 a.m., I am getting out when the sun is still up, which is incredible, especially after being on ICU for a month where every time I walked out of the hospital, the sun was gone and it was pitch black outside. So it's nice to feel like I can do stuff with my day. And the plan for today actually is I am gonna go get a microdermabrasion treatment. My friend is in esthetician school and she needs clients to practice on, so I booked an appointment with her for microdermabrasion, and I think that'll be really interesting. My face, I'm sure, will be a little red after, but you know, I've been trying to take my skincare more seriously, so I don't mind. All right, let's go. It's spa time. Hello.
Hi.
Esthetician is here.
Stop.
It's my first appointment with B as an esthetician student.
Zoom in. There we go.
Wow. Official. Book your appointments here, guys. Wow.
I'm gonna get me my own.
This is so official looking. Why are you closing the door? This looks very funny on camera. All right. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So you are in esthetician school.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
It's going really good. I'm in lasers now.
Very nice.
So laser hair removal, also body sculpting, and like hyperpigmentation and whatnot.
Ooh, how much
We
more
moved
time
on.
until you're done?
4 months,
Wow.
I think, or 3. I don't know. I know it's moving quick. Okay.
For all of your needs, facial needs, laser needs.
Me.
Bestie B. Here's the Instagram somewhere on the screen. So what are we doing today?
Today we're doing microdermabrasion.
What does that mean?
It means we're gonna use this little tool. I'm gonna exfoliate and suck all the nasty out.
Part of my New Year's resolutions is to take better care of myself, and one of those things is better skincare. I always get roasted on my vlogs whenever I have a pimple. It's normal, guys. Master is at work. I look like Shrek.
Shrek is love. Shrek is love.
It's all dead skin in there. Wow.
I know. Like, dude.
Wow. All right, I feel like a new man. Look how rejuvenated the skin is looking. It does feel pretty good. All right, now it's time to go get some dinner.
Looks at the camera. Is this for the vlog? Cheers. Hey guys, my dad just died. Like, I'm super torn up about it. And then they go, let's give 5 big booms for this guy's death.
We stopped by the blackjack table and we won, baby. Let's go. Look who is so excited that I'm home. Hey. Hey. Morning, guys. Happy Thursday. I didn't work this morning. It's my day off. So I actually woke up and went for a little hike, grabbed some coffee, just tried to get some sun this morning. Currently outside with the puppies. Kind of just, again, enjoying the warmth. It's so nice to just not be in the hospital sometimes, and I think you appreciate that so much more in residency. Anyway, I'm not fully off today because I need to go to the hospital for didactics, but besides that, it's pretty much a day off.
You're singing. When was that? Saturday?
Oh, yeah. I'm down for bingo. Look who's back, baby.
We're back. We got fucking sausages.
All right, so we are headed down to the T-Mobile Arena to watch the Vegas Golden Knights game. It is the second to last home game of the season. They're number 1 in their division right now, so it's a lot of fun to go and watch these games. Hopefully they win the playoffs. We'll see.
We'll see you guys after we beat the Kraken tonight.
Yes,
It's gonna be a good
sir.
game.
All right, on the way to the arena, we got some ABC store Spam Masubi. This stuff smacks. It's so good.
Just Spam Masubi? Spam Masubi.
Spam Masubi? Spam Masubi. Let's go Knights! Woo! Hit it, B.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
6!
Woohoo! Money. Yeah! Money. Yeah! Yeah! Money. 25 to 73.90 and 20 to 72, 73, 20 into 21.85. Let's go! Got $20 into 20 cents, baby. Money. Good morning. Let's have a good day. Oh my gosh, guys, these 6 a.m. mornings, not easy. But the shifts are only 10 hours, so I can't complain. Let's get it. All right, guys, I am done with my shift. Apologies for the vlogging this week. It's kind of another one of those situations where it's difficult to vlog because I'm working in the emergency room. It's not a safe vlogging area, obviously. There's patients everywhere. It's very much surrounded with HIPAA protected information, so it's just kind of impossible to vlog through the day. I don't have my resident lounge that I can typically retreat to, you know, catch up with you guys throughout my shift. I literally just can't. And so hopefully you guys are okay with it, and I will do my best to still try to take you guys along on this experience. But today was actually a pretty long day, I'm not gonna lie. I actually got off my shift like an hour late because I had to finish up an admission for a patient that initially looked like they were gonna be pretty straightforward. It wasn't one that I thought I would need to admit, so I thought it was gonna be a quick workup, and no, that's not how it went. But it is a good example of what the ER is like, where something might come in that looks so simple, and then you do your investigation and realize it's actually more complicated than it initially appeared and is going to need further evaluation. And generally, I think this is a good time to talk about kind of my, thoughts on emergency medicine, especially now that I'm done with my first week of this rotation. So first things first, like I said already, coming from a scribing background where I spent a lot of time in the ER, there was a lot of familiarity to me, especially because I used to work here. So the documentation side of things was pretty easy for me to pick up on. That part was fine. What was more difficult than I imagined it would be was just changing my mindset of where I'm coming from with my workups. So what do I mean by that? Well, essentially all of my rotations in residency have been inpatient, right? I did a lot of medicine, I've done a lot of ICU, I've done cardiology, which was a consult service for patients that were already admitted to the hospital or being admitted from the emergency room. So a lot of the patients that I've seen throughout residency already had workups started by the ER physicians, and I was basically getting them once there was something pointing towards a problem that needed to be fixed in the hospital. This is the first time I've been in a position where I see patients that have no workup, no labs, no imaging, no vitals, and I basically have to do their workup from scratch, which has pros and cons. The cons, of course, being that you have no information and you need to find it all on your own, and you kind of need to figure out what routes you want to go with their workups based off of the presentation, your history, the physical exam. You kind of have to do it all from scratch. You don't have anything to kind of give you a lead. The pros of this, however, are that you have no anchoring bias. You have nothing to grip onto because you didn't have another physician or provider give you this patient with a workup that pointed a direction that you then follow. You kind of have to create a broad list of differentials from scratch and figure it out yourself. And I think that is a totally different kind of mental gymnastics, one that all providers should be able to do, right? That's something we're trained to do. That's the whole point of medical school. That's the whole point of residency, right? And so ER really lets you practice that, which I think is great. It's a little bit fun, but at the same time, it can be difficult. But again, it challenges you in the way that you're supposed to be challenged in residency. In general, I really like the ER. It's such a fun breadth of cases that you see. One patient you'll be seeing for cough and cold. The next patient, you're suturing their head because they, slammed it against something and have a giant gash. You're seeing someone with a heart attack. Then you're going to someone that just has like shoulder pain because of, some sort of work-related accident. Like, it's just a crazy mix of cases. And I can see why people that like having that change of pace and not knowing what's going to come in, tend to gravitate towards emergency medicine. Anyway, I still have 3 weeks left to go on this rotation, so stay tuned. But for now, I need to get going to the hockey game tonight. It's the last home game of the season. I'm going to head downtown to watch the game, and then somehow when I get home, I need to edit this vlog and get it up in the morning, which I need to stop doing that. I need to stop waiting until the end of the week to edit these vlogs because I just end up getting no sleep on my day off. But that is the life we chose, baby. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me in another week in residency, and I will see you guys next time.